Shavua Tov and Chag Purim Sameach Rabotai. We are continuing with our Mishna Yomi Masech Nedarim. We are up to Perek Tet Mishnah Tet. Today's Mishnah should be Le'elu Nishmat Neria ben Svetlana Ranbayev, Eliyahu ben Burcha Israelov and Chana bat Miriam Menuchatam beGan Eden Amen, and Le'avdil ben Chaim Lechaim v'Derefua Shelema Daniel Shalom ben Rosa betoch Shah Cholei Israel. The Mishnah begins, Potchin La'adam b'chvod atzmo v'chvod banav. We may use an opening for a person based on his own honor or the honor of his children. For example, if he made a neder that forces him to divorce his wife, Omrim lo, we say to him, Ilu ha'ita yodea shelemachar omrin alecha. Would you have made the neder had you known that tomorrow after the divorce they will say about you, Kachi v'sto shel ploni migreshet nashav, such as the habit of so-and-so, that he divorces his wives. People talking about him this way affect his reputation. This provides an opening to annul the neder based on his own honor. Val benotecha yu omrin, we can further ask him, would you have made the neder had you known that they would say about your daughters, benot girushoten, they are the daughters of divorced women, mara ataim iman shel elu litgaresh, what bad behavior was seen in their mother that caused her to be divorced, meaning people will think that he divorced his wife because she committed adultery. This damages his daughter's reputation as well, because it will be thought that they will copy their mother's behavior. This provides an opening to annul the neder based on his children's honor. If he says, had I known that it would be so, I would have not made the neder. The neder is permitted, meaning the neder can be annulled on the basis of these openings. We do not need to be concerned that he will be ashamed to admit that he would have made the neder despite the disgrace that will be suffered by him or his children. And that is the end of Mishnah Tet. Mishnah Yud cites another case where neder was made in error and is permitted automatically, even without annulment by a sage. Konam sheni noset pronit ki'ura. If someone says konam, that I will not marry so-and-so, the ugly one, varei na'a, but in fact she is beautiful, shchora, he says konam, that I will not marry so-and-so, the dark one, varei levana, but in fact she is light, sarah, or he says konam, that I will not marry so-and-so, the short one, varei aruka, but in fact she is tall, mutarba. In all these cases he is permitted to marry her. And the Mishnah explains, Lo mipnei she ki'ura v'nased na'a, she is permitted to him not because she was ugly and then became beautiful, shchora v'nased levana, or because she was dark and then became light, because she was short and then became tall. The case is not that her appearance changed and the neder can be annulled, because he would have not made the neder had he known that her appearance would change. A change in appearance cannot be used for annulment because it is nolad, an unexpected change that takes place after the neder is made, as the sages ruled in Mishnah 2. Ela sheneder ta'ut, rather the woman is permitted to him because the neder was made in error. He mistakenly thought that she was ugly, dark, or short, but in fact she was beautiful, light, or tall the entire time. Since the neder was based on a mistake, it is invalid even without annulment. Now, according to another Tana, however, even if she was ugly or dark, etc., at the time of the neder and became beautiful afterward, the neder is invalid without annulment. It once happened that someone made a neder forbidding himself to benefit from his sister's daughter because he thought that she was ugly and did not want to marry her. Apparently his family wanted him to marry his niece, and since he found her unattractive, he made a neder against her so that they would stop pressuring him to marry her. And the members of her family brought her into the home of Rabbi Yishmael and made her beautiful. They provided her with attractive clothing, cosmetics, and jewelry. Amar lo Rabbi Yishmael then brought her before this man and said to him, Beni lazon adarta, my son, was it regarding this woman that you made your neder? Amar lo lav, he said to Rabbi Yishmael, no, I did not mean to prohibit someone so beautiful. V'tior Rabbi Yishmael, upon hearing this, Rabbi Yishmael permitted him to marry her. Rabbi Yishmael reasoned that since it was possible to beautify her, she could have not been ugly in the first place. The man's neder was therefore made in error and did not require annulment. And the Mishnah concludes the story. Be'otah shah bachar Rabbi Yishmael v'amar. At that moment, Rabbi Yishmael wept and said, Benot Yisrael naoten, the daughters of Israel, the Jewish women are really beautiful. Ela sha'aniyut minavaltan, but poverty makes them ugly. Conditions of poverty, such as hunger and hard labor, can spoil a person's appearance. Rabbi Yishmael cried over the tragic state of Jewish girls in his day, who because of their poverty looked unattractive, even though they were naturally beautiful. Uchshemet Rabbi Yishmael, and when Rabbi Yishmael died, Ayu Benot Yisrael nosot kina ve'omrot, the daughters of Israel deeply mourned his loss. They raised a lament, an expression of grief over him, saying, Benot Yisrael el Rabbi Yishmael b'chena. Daughters of Israel cry over Rabbi Yishmael. V'chenu omer b'Shaul, and so it says in King David's eulogy about King Shaul, Benot Yisrael en Shaul b'chena. Daughters of Israel cry over Shaul, who would cover you in scarlet with fine clothing, who would place golden jewelry upon your clothing, as it says in Sefer Shmuel, Book 2, Chapter 1, Verse 24, because he was concerned for poor Jewish women, King Shaul gave them fine clothing and jewelry so that men would want to marry them. Therefore, Rabbi Shmuel was like King Shaul, and that he too had deep compassion for Jewish women who were poor. The Rav does tell us, that Rabbi does not follow the opinion of Rabbi Shmuel. That is in the Botai of today's Mishna Yomi. Everybody should have a Shavuot Tov and a Chag Purim Sameach. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen v'amen.